Hey guys, welcome back to another video. We can go straight into our other part 2 of our series we just started, which is our Genesis in the very beginning, and we already did the beginning in the last video, so make sure to check that out because it's going to be up after these 3 videos are up and ready to go. So we're going to be on chapter 3 and 4, and they're both very short, so I don't want to waste your time. And it's up to 50 chapters in Genesis, so it's going to be a couple weeks starting every single book ready for that process. So I'm just giving you guys a heads up for what we have left of Genesis, but we're not going to be reading all that today. Okay, this one is the fallen of what will happen, and the chapter 4 is when you guys meet Cain and Abel. So I think you will enjoy it. There's a few characters in the other chapter, but we were still being with Adam and Eve and God in chapter 3. And this is what's happened in temptation. It says this: Now a serpent was more crafty than all the wild animals that the Lord God had made. He said to the woman, "Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden?" The woman had said to the serpent, "We may eat fruit from the tree from the tree of the garden. But God did say, you must not eat fruit from the tree in the middle of the garden. You must not touch it, or you will die." "You will certainly not die," the serpent said to the woman, "for God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will openly and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." I forgot to mention one character in this chapter is when Satan first appeared in the very beginning, and this is when it caused Adam, the head of the human race, to the very first sin. I forgot to mention that in the beginning, but it's God, Satan, and Adam and Eve. But first it was Eve got tricked and sinned by the serpent who was used by Satan, before Eve tricked her husband of eating the food in the middle tree of the garden, which they're not allowed to eat, which I'm trying to say, and it's actually right. So I'm just letting all that out there before I finish the rest of the chapter. Okay, and then verse 6 says, "When the woman saw the fruit of the tree was good for food, pleasing to the eye, and described a glimmering wisdom, and took some of it and ate it. She also gave some to her husband, who was with her, and he ate it. Then the eyes of both of them were open, and they realized they were naked, so they sewed fig leaves together and covering themselves. When a man and his wife heard the sound of the Lord God walking into the garden on a cool of this day, they hid from God among the tree of the garden. But the Lord God called the man, 'Where are you?' He answered, 'I heard you in the garden. I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid.'" When you hide your sin, it's very easy. It shows that in chapter 3. When that says in verses 7, they're scared. They didn't realize they were naked, and they had to sew fig leaves basically to be covered, because they're covering their sin that they did. And that's not good, I have to say. But God, when they heard the sound of God coming, they were afraid and they hid from him. And basically hiding from God can be hard, because God knows where you are in your sin. So I just want to let that out there, because this actually did point out to me that way, in a mindful way, guys. It's not good to hide from God in your sin, but sinning is really bad in this world, and I just want to let that out there. So he said, "I told you that you were naked. Have you eaten from the tree, and I command you not to eat from it?" The man said, "The woman you put me here with me, she gave me some fruit from the tree, and I ate." The Lord God said to the woman, "What have you done?" The woman said, "The serpent deceived me, and I ate." The Lord God said to the serpent, "Because you have done this, I will curse are you above all livestock and all wild animals, and you crawl on your belly, and you will eat the dust, and all my days of your life. And I'll put the enmity between your woman and between your offspring, yours. You'll crush your head, and you'll strike his nail. That story here in the Bible actually is talking about Satan. And God does not like Satan. We know that because God is thinking it's all of us whole with Christ, with himself. So I actually like the reference right there about Satan. So and then in verse 16 says, to a woman he said, I will make your path of childbearing very severe. The painful labor you will give birth to children. Your desire is to be your husband, and he will rule over you. And Adam said, because you blessed your wife and ate from the fruit from the tree for which I command you, you must not eat from the curse of the ground because of you. So the painful I told you, and eat from it in the days of your life. Reduce the thorns and whistles for you, and you will plant the field and speedily rout, and you will eat your food and return to the ground, and since from you were taken from the dust you are, and dust you will return. Adam in the name of his wife Eve, because she will become the mother of all the living. The Lord God garmented the skin of Adam and his wife and clothed them. The Lord God said, the man is known because he is like of one of us, and knowing good and evil. He must be allowed to reach his hand and take also from the tree of life, and live there forever. So the Lord God banished them from the Garden of Eden to work a ground on which he had been taken. After he had driven out the man out to play the east side of the Garden of Eden, rebelled, and flaming swords flashing back and forth took guards away with the tree of life. That's another tree in the garden which says tree of life. In the garden they could not get to because they had flaming swords going back and forth guarding that special tree. I won't describe this like the other chapter in this one, but the next two characters is Cain and Abel, and I'm going to leave it there because I don't want to tell you all that happens in this chapter because I really don't know what happens in this chapter. So I'm going to go ahead and read it to you guys and go to the next episode. Okay. Adam made love to his wife Eve. He became pregnant and gave birth to Cain. She said, with the help of the Lord God, I brought forth a man. Later she gave birth to her brother Abel. Now Lot and Abel kept flock and Cain worked in the soil. The curse of the time Cain brought some fruit of the soil, offering to the Lord. And Abel brought the offering of fat portions as some firstborn flock. The Lord looked in favor of Abel and his offering, but Cain's offering did not look severe. On Abel's offering, but Cain's offering did not look severe. Cain was very angry, and his face was downcast. And the Lord God said to Cain, why are you angry? Why is your face so downcast? If you do what's right, you would accept. But if you didn't do what's right, Satan crouched at your door, desired to have you. But you must rule over it. And so now Cain said to brother Abel, let's go out to the field. And while they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother and Abel to kill him. And the Lord said to Cain, where's your brother Abel? I didn't know, he replied. I'm your brother's keeper. And the Lord said, what have you done? Listen to your brother's blood cry out unto me to the ground. And now you are under the curse and driven the ground with open mouth, with see your brother's blood from your hands. And you work the ground no longer, he out to the cross for you. You are restless and wander this earth, and Cain said to the Lord, my punishment is more than I can bear today. You will drive me out from the land, I will hide from your presence, and I will be restless and weary on this earth. Whoever find me will kill me. But the Lord said to him, not so. So anyone who kills Cain will suffer vengeance 7 times over. The Lord God put a mark on Cain so that no one who found him would kill him. So Cain went out of the Lord's presence and lived in the land Nod in the east of Eden. And Cain made love his wife until he became pregnant and gave birth to a couch. Cain was building the skies and the cities named after Ephraim, the son of Achan. To Achan was born Ered, and Ered was the father of Majaldi. Majaldi was the father of Masalius, and Masalius was the father of Luna. Luna was married to 2 women, and one named Adian and Zanian. Adian gave birth to Jabal, and the father of those who live in the tent and rise and livestock. Brothers named were Jumali, the father of the whole player, strategy and strength of the pipes. Sally was the son and driving to Cain, were all kinds of tools and bronze and iron, 2 named chains, sisters Nema. Nemo knows twice. Anna and Johnny was to listen to me. My wives and I hear my words. I kill my man for wounding me, a young man for injuring me. I can swat you 7 times, a man 70 times. Adam made love to his wife again and gave birth to a son and named him saying, God granted me another child in place of Abel, since Cain killed him. Seth is his son and name is Joshua. At the time, people began to call on the name of the Lord. Thank you for watching today's video. Make sure to subscribe and make sure to give those notification bells ringed on, and I will see you next time. Bye.